Cheers. I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? No, it's good. It's good. My lighting director. Oh my goodness. Good help is hard to find. Down the Beer and Whiskey Whisper for the purpose of this video. That fire's nice. I thought this would be a nice backdrop for a not quite holiday. There's a little Christmas tree there, I guess, but it's subtle. Anyways, unlike me. So I have this one left from last year. Rum barrel aged spice cake from Boulevard Brewing. It says to enjoy by. Let's see, get some light here. Good Lord. Enjoy by August of 24. So I think I made that cut. Right? It either made that cut, man. So I'm looking for the ABV out here. I know it says, but I'm not seeing it. My lettering's true. I get new glasses tomorrow, but I cannot read a damn thing on this thing. That says 11%. Here, can you read that? I can't read that. I'm trying to read the ABV on here, and I can't. The lettering's too small for my eyes. They used to put it over here, but this one's on over here, and I cannot read it.
$12.7.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Where's it? Where's it? Oh, right here.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. I can't read that dark lettering. Oh,
It's red ready.
12 point. Yeah. Wow. Red on black. Anyway, sorry about that. I tried to be a whisperer, man. First beer of the day, believe it or not. Just got home from work. I've had this one for about a year. The reason I decided to pop it was a couple weeks ago. Oh, maybe 3 weeks ago, I guess now. We're in the Kansas City area, and I found this one, the Barrel Aged Mix Pack. This one has the rye on rye on rye, which I'm dying to try. See how what I did there? It has the spiced imperial stout, and it has the Vietnamese coffee-inspired imperial porter. That one sounds pretty interesting. Let me show you this set here. So I thought this is the last one. The spice cake was my last one from last year's box. So I thought I'd finish it up, and then over the weekend I'll probably start drinking on that one. Oh man, definitely smells like spice cake. Sláinte. Ah, that's delicious. So what whiskey did I decide to pair with that? Well, that's why I didn't put it in the description, because when I set up the video, I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. Oh gosh, I just picked up a lot of vanilla in that spice cake. Wow. I decided to use the Lifted Spirits Madeira cask finished rye whiskey. 92.2 proof. This stuff is very good. Got it back in August. If you can see, I put a pretty decent dent in it. But I've got when we were up there a couple weeks ago, I did buy another bottle of it because I really enjoyed it. I haven't had a chance to get to the distillery yet, so maybe the next visit to the KC area will be a chance to do that. Using my holiday glasses. I know it's not quite there yet, but we're close. We're close enough. Going to break out the holiday glassware. Well, that's not exactly true. That's not exactly true. This one, I thought I put all the Christmas glasses away, but this one just got pushed to the back and didn't get all the way put away. So that's why I decided to get it out, clean it up, and use it this evening. The aroma on this whiskey is just insane. I'm going to set that down. I'm going to let that sit a second while I pick up this beer again. I think it's, without being able to time work back in time to when I tried it last year, I feel like it's kind of mellowed out a little bit. I don't remember feeling this much vanilla. I've got to go back and watch my original video now, because I get a lot of vanilla in the finish. But I feel like it's all come together a little bit better. Again, it could be my memory playing tricks on me, though. Get a little brown sugar sweetness right away, right? You get that nice molasses, right? A very dark brown sugar. You might feel some dark fruit in there as well. You might get date or fig depending on your experiences. You might even feel some dark cherry. It's really up to you. Nice spicy finish. You got that nice chewy rice spice in the middle there. My dad wasn't a rye drinker. He'd always said he didn't like rye, so I didn't like rye, right? I think I was probably in my 30s before I ever tried one, to be honest with you. But now, as I've over the last I don't know couple years, I've really been buying a lot of ryes, and I really have enjoyed them. I won't say I'm buying more rye than bourbon, but I've probably been buying pretty close to as much. Union Horse, one of my favorite distilleries in Lenexa, Kansas. They do this mean rye up there, boy. I've got a bottle of their cask reserve that I haven't opened yet. I bought a while back. I'm hanging on to that one for just a little bit. I try to save some. I open a lot of bottles at one time because I never know what I'm going to be in the mood for. But then I kind of try to stop myself, right? Okay, you got enough bottles open until I finish off a bunch. Lately, I've been finishing off quite a few without opening any, but I intend to open some, as we get close to Thanksgiving. So I'll probably open at least one this weekend. And then probably another one or two the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and then of course after Thanksgiving, we'll probably try some more. But I'm down to, like I said, I finished off quite a bit, and I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm down to 6 open bottles, but I might have another one in there open too. Yeah, I think I had about 10 or 12 open at one point, so I've been trying to finish them up before I opened up anything new. I'm not a whiskey collector by any means, and I never buy anything with the intention of reselling it. That's not what I do. I buy everything with the intention of drinking it. I don't understand why people go to the secondary market. These are the folks that are ruining shit for everybody else, right? Quit buying on this. I can't tell people to quit selling stuff on the secondary market because as long as people are stupid enough to buy it, these guys are just going to do it. I just don't understand why you'd buy anything on the secondary market. This doesn't make sense. There's too many good available whiskeys out there for you to do that. Quit being a lemming. Think for yourself. Quit buying what somebody tells you to buy and buy what's on the shelf, man. And quit trying to have the names that everybody knows. I guarantee you, no matter where you live, you probably have at least one local or semi-local distillery. Buy those. Give those folks the money. Now, I won't tell you I never buy from the big guys. Of course I do upon occasion. But, I mean, Lipton Spirits, a small distillery. Union Horse, Restless Spirits. Again, I just try to buy as small as you can. It just boggles my mind how craft beer drinkers who are always telling you to drink local won't do the same when it comes to whiskey. Somehow they see that differently, and I just can't make that make sense. Uh, Now, last year, my wife and I were starting to get into wine, even more so this year. But it was right about this time last year, though, I did start drinking less beer and more wine. So I am going to do that because we've been to a few wineries over the course of this year, and I do have a few bottles built up, so I may start doing some more wine videos as I'm trying to teach myself a little bit about wine. The truth is, I'm never looking to be an expert. I'm always looking to be, for lack of a better phrase, that common man trying something. I've never referred to myself as an expert. I don't like when I'm referred to as a reviewer. I hate that. It's a beer review. No, I'm not. just drinking a beer. I don't like reviewer because that's, I'm not a critic. A reviewer is looking for stuff to be wrong. I'm looking for it to be right. I don't like the influencer title either. Because influencer to me is nothing but a paid spokesperson, right? Somebody's trying to be an influencer is just trying to make some money. They just, they're either bought and paid for or they're trying to get bought and paid for. And I might be the only guy making videos or doing anything on the internet that's not trying to make money from it. I'm just not. I mean, it would be nice, I suppose, but it was never my intention. It's not what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm always honest with everything I drink. And say no matter what I'm talking about, if I'm talking about the alcohol, politics, sports, religion, whatever, I'm always 100% honest, and that's not always what people are looking for. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there are folks that get involved with doing this with the intention of making money, and that has always been the last thing on my mind. Tom, that's communist talk. I don't think so. Although I've been called a communist, mostly by fascists. But anyway, hey man. I mean, I don't hate capitalism, if that's what this actually is. I don't know. Um, every philosophy, if you boil it down to its purest form, is perfect. The problem is nothing operates on its purest form. Communism at its purest form is brilliant. So is socialism. So is capitalism. But this is not what happens because you've got a group of people, whichever philosophy you're talking about, is going to pervert that notion. And that's kind of the situation we're in, is we've got a handful of people with all the money deciding what's right for the rest of us. I once had an employer try to insult me because I know he meant it as an insult, but I kind of took it as a compliment. He said I didn't know what to do with me because I wasn't influenced by money, or he could pay me off. In other words, want me to do a better job? Treat me better. Hey, money's great. Everybody wants to make a little more scratch, but that's the goal is respect for me. So you're gonna treat me like shit, I'm gonna go a different direction. If you treat me well, regardless of what I'm being paid, I'm gonna do my job and then some. I mean, I always do my job, but I'm gonna go above and beyond if you're treating me with respect. Yeah, I just don't remember. I've got to go back and watch my original video now because I don't remember getting quite this much vanilla, and I'm really feeling it right at the end. It's very interesting because I am getting those spice cake notes. I am getting some dark fruit notes. I almost candied fruit like fruitcake like notes, or certainly raisin, but not just raisin. I feel like I'm getting raisin. I also feel like I'm getting golden raisin because that's a little bit different. I also feel like I'm getting that candied cherry note like you'd find in a fruitcake. And I'm not remembering all the complexity that I'm getting right now. And that could be because, well, it could be my memory playing tricks on me, but it could be because it's had time to really, evolve as it sat in this bottle for about a year. Pour the rest of that beer in there. Work on finishing this one up here. Yeah, I thought the reason I picked this particular whiskey is I thought the Madeira finish with the rye, that spiciness for the rye would work with that spice cake, and I don't think I was wrong, man. I think I did it right, baby. Anyways, anyways, I digress. Oh, so we get ready to head into the holidays. Yeah, I said holidays. The holidays because we got Thanksgiving coming up first. But even after Thanksgiving, we've got there's 100 other holidays. Maybe not 100, but there's a bunch, and they all matter to somebody. Just because you think yours is more important than the rest of them doesn't mean yours is the only one that should be acknowledged. So there's nothing wrong with saying happy holidays to somebody. Christians need to quit taking themselves so damn serious. There's a war on Christmas. No, there's no war on Christmas. There are people celebrating other holidays. It's not about you, Pinhead. It's not all about you, man. What would Jesus do? Jesus would say happy holidays, man. Anyway, I digress. Jesus would feed the poor and say happy holidays. Jesus wouldn't send money to mega church pastors. Anyway, anyway, launch it. Can't believe we're here already, right? I mean, it's already. I had my surgery done for my knee back at the end of June. Now all of a sudden, we're near we're mid-November now, man. I don't know what happened, man. It all kind of got away from me. Something got my damn beard here. You know when that happened. Now it's almost Thanksgiving, then it'll be almost Christmas, and it'll be New Year. It'll be 2024. Just everything seems to be going fast these days. Ever since 2020, 2020 went really slow, and after 2020, everything seems to be going like that. Everything's in fast forward now, man. 2020 was a drag, man. Although looking back, I didn't hate it. I kind of there were certain aspects about 2020 I liked. I didn't like the fact that a lot of people were dying. That was terrible, obviously. I'm not saying I like COVID. No, no. What I'm saying was there were some positive things to come from it. I felt like for a minute there, it didn't last, but for a minute there, we were kind of came together as a nation. That people were worried about each other. Empathy and compassion meant something. Unfortunately, that didn't, stay long, but it did for a second there. Seemed like it anyway. Seemed like people were more compassionate and empathetic for a little bit of time. I love curbside. I love being able to, so for when it first happened, all the breweries had to shut down completely, which kind of sucked. But then when they were allowed to open, they were allowed to sell product but not have people in. So a lot of them would be running various specials, right? A Springfield Brewing Company started canning. They weren't doing that before 2020. So that was great. Or they were doing that on the scale that they started doing in 2020, maybe I should say. And they started doing this thing, believe it was every Tuesday. They had this, what they called a brewer's case, which was 4 different 6-packs of their choosing for about $28. Well, hell, that's a deal. So I would do that. But because I was doing that, I would look at what everybody else was doing. There were other breweries in town, at Tie Timber, Great Escape, and a few others were doing. Show Me was doing growler specials. Tie Timber and Great Escape were doing canned beer special or crowler specials. They were 32 ounce. So what I would do though is set everything up for one day. So I'd drive around there. You didn't have to do anything. You just stay in your car because nobody wanted to get near anybody, right? So you'd pop the trunk for them, and they put the beer in there or the back seat or wherever you wanted. They just put it. So I would make like 4 or 5 stops. They come home, right? And there was one particular place that would do a pizza, right? So you get the crawlers and the pizza. So I'd go do that, and we'd come home and eat, right? I think it was like $25 for for those 3 crawlers and it was like a 10, 12-inch pizza. It wasn't a big pizza, but it was certainly enough for the wife and I. Okay, this is a deal, man. So I would do that every time like clockwork, but we try to line it up, every Tuesday, go for a drive, and then we wouldn't go anywhere the rest of the week, right? Every Tuesday, go for a drive. That lasted for about 5 weeks till they called me back to work. I was hoping to have at least a couple more weeks. Anyway, they needed me. I went back, which goes back to that respect thing I was mentioning earlier. I didn't mind doing a little extra for the folks I was working for at the time because I was treated with respect, right? I was treated like I was part of the team, like I mattered. They listened to my opinion. They brought me in on key decisions, so that was nice. I went above and beyond for that particular group. But I think sometimes people think money matters more than how you treat people, and maybe it does for a lot of folks. Maybe folks don't mind how they're treated if they're being paid a lot, and I'm kind of that opposite, right? I want to be paid what I'm worth, but how you treat me goes a long way too. A lot of times, your immediate supervisor has no real control over what you get paid or how much you get paid. That's above them even. But what they can control is how they treat you. I learned that as being in retail management for such a long time, is that I didn't always have control. A lot of times that was dictated by corporate. There was this particular structure. You were allowed to go up to so far, but that's all you were allowed to do. But what I was able to do was treat my people with respect. That seems to be, I don't know. I think people have kind of forgotten that, right? It's not all about the money. Treat people right, they will treat you right. Boy, I do like what this has done. I've got to go back and watch my original video for this because I really feel like this beer has changed a whole lot. Because I don't remember liking it that much. I don't remember hating it, but I don't remember really liking it a lot. And this is really good now because it's that vanilla that's really making it for me because I get those spice notes, those dark fruit notes, but a whole lot of vanilla in the finish that really pulls it together. It's absolutely gorgeous, man. The last song I was listening to before I got home was Robert Palmer song, You're Gonna Get What's Coming. Now I can't get it out of my head, so it keeps running through my head. You're gonna get what's coming. You've been asking for it 2 days running. You're gonna get what's coming. You're gonna get what's coming to you. It's a great tune. Bonnie Raitt did a version of it, but I believe Robert Palmer wrote it. I'd have to look it up. I don't think Bonnie Raitt wrote the tune. Oh, that's delicious. That's delicious, man. I don't care who you are. That's just that tasty. And anyways, I digress. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, as I finish this up using my nice little holiday glass. That's nice, isn't it? Anyways, I'm Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. Let me show you this bottle one more time. Spice cake, rum barrel aged spice cake. It's a big one, man. It ain't playing. I'm Tom, the beer whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific drinker, beer wisdom man. All right, good guys, launch you.